Greetings, family. We're hoping that you are doing well and you are safe wherever you are. There are a lot of narratives going around, of things around the world. So be very careful. Plus, if you're in the US, make up the right choice next month. We don't know the right choice for you. You know the right choice. So guys, today we are going to talk about Zimbabwe again. You remember Zimbabwe last April introduced a new currency called ZimGold, Zimbabwe Gold, ZG, ZimGold. And they said we are pegging it to the gold and our minerals, our precious stones, because Zimbabwe has a lot of minerals, a lot of gold. But they also said that they are going to peg it to the dollar and I think the euro. And we were against that because when it's like you are pegging your money to reserves, then pegging it again to a fiat currency, a currency that does not have anything, just paper. Doesn't make sense. Because if Zimbabwe pegged it to gold, we'll be seeing it very, not fluctuating.
Yeah.
And I remember when it started, the ZimGold exchange rate against the dollar was about 13 to $1. $1, you get 13. But now, Zimbabwe has adjusted the ZimGold exchange rate, aiming to curb inflation. So we had actually predicted this, because the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe adjusted the Zimbabwe gold exchange rate against the US dollar by 42.55%. That is like 50%, setting at the new rate at 24.3902 per US dollar. That is almost double. This is the first official adjustment since the ZimGold introduction in April, and it aims to stabilize the local currency and curb inflation, which has been a major concern. The widening gap between official and black market exchange rates fueled inflation and benefited informal traders. The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe aims to stabilize the market by aligning the official rate with market realities. To address currency instability and inflation, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe injected US dollar 64 million into the interbank market, raised interest rates to 5%, and implemented monetary tightening measures. This includes increasing the reserve requirement for banks, reducing foreign currency allowances, and further tightening monetary policy. Sad. It's very sad. Because, of course, these guys is like, they didn't even have the information of what they are doing. Because even the governor, the Reserve Bank governor, the central bank governor, sometimes was asked a question and it appeared like he just followed, directions. He didn't know what was going to happen. So we said it's happening, and we will be seeing Zimbabweans carrying money with wheelbarrows again. Millions of ZimGold. Have you forgotten that Zimbabwe had the most Watunya gold coin?
What happened to that one?
I don't know. I mean, these people are very confused.
I think there's just somebody who is working day and night making sure that Zimbabwe never gets out of its problems, because I will always go back to our original body, SADC. That body for me is just the worst body that Africa has ever had, because how do you allow your fellow body, what do you call it, regional man, citizen, suffer under your watch when everything for you is going on well? Well, it's not as perfect as you would want it to be in the other countries, but they are not in a bad situation like Zimbabwe. And for the rest of them to be continuing living their lives like nothing is happening in Zimbabwe, to me, it just shows that we are not our brother's keeper. Because how do we let Zimbabwe suffer this much? People have ran away, went to UK. A lot of Zimbabweans are in the US, UK, trying to get better lives for themselves. And at least if they come back to retire back at home, at least they would have some dollars to live by. And for a regional body, to not even care that Zimbabwe is losing its citizens just because of some sanctions, some whatever, why don't we pull each other up and get each other out of these problems that we have?
These sanctions affect us because we depend so much on America and Europe. Because imagine, Russia has a lot of sanctions from everywhere, but they are doing great because they are they like, if it's food, they grow their own food. It's machinery, they make their own machines. That's what we need in Africa. If it was Africa developing their own machinery, farming its own food and all that, we will not be seeing Zimbabwe suffering.
But you see, even right now, Zimbabwe is getting into agreements and deals with Russia for tourism instead of even for the gold that they have in their country, the wealth, something that is stable, something that can even help you get out of the problem. So there's a lot of misplaced priorities in Zimbabwe. There's a lot of misguidance. There is somebody working very much.
There's also a lot of corruption in Zimbabwe.
That's what I'm saying, to make sure that Zimbabwe never gets out of its problems, because they're benefiting from the fact that Zimbabwe is in trouble. And imagine now Zimbabweans were so excited to say, wow, we now have the Moswatunya coin. Then the gold coin came. A lot of Zimbabweans had hoped that at least now our economy is going to be stable. At least we'll be able to go back home. Some people, I even started watching vlogs of Zimbabweans relocating from the UK back to Zimbabwe because they had hoped that now our economy is going to be at least something that makes sense. Then boom.
Happened.
Come on now, Zimbabwe. I don't know who needs to save Zimbabwe, if not the Zimbabweans themselves. Maybe you guys need to take matters into your own hands.
The young people of Zimbabwe, the Gen Z of Zimbabwe
you all have a lot of work to do, because how do you let it go?
Anyway, guys, let us know what you think in the comment section. If you're from Zimbabwe, please tell us what is happening down there. Are you seeing anything? I've seen a lot of Zimbabweans complaining about the politics of Zimbabwe on X. I don't know what you think, guys, what you know, but let us know in the comment section. Also, people who are not from Zimbabwe, please tell us what you think about this.
They have Zimbabweans in their countries also.
Yeah. If you'd like to support us, buy this from us for $50. We have a link to our online market. Also, you can reach us out at the number on your screen, WhatsApp us or Telegram us. You can also, if you're blessed, you'd like to buy us coffee just for $5 a coffee. We have a link on your screen and in the description. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.